friends, my name is Kayla Rain, and today I'm going to be doing my monthly recommendations for the month of September, and the theme this month is science fiction. Monthly Recommendations was a group that I started with my good friend Trina over Between Chapters, and I will leave links for all of the information in the down bar below, and I would definitely love it if you guys would check it out and join our really awesome monthly recommendations group. But I'm gonna go ahead and start with my shoutouts and then get to my book. So for YouTubers, I'm going to be shouting out Aria from Book Geek Movie Freak, and I really love her monthly recommendations videos each month, and last month's was super awesome. I mean, they were all awesome because I was just really excited about it being 1 year, but I wanted to go ahead and shout out Aria. And then for bloggers, I wanted to shout out Monica from Tomes Project. I really love her book blog, and seeing her monthly recommendations from last month was really awesome. I loved her recommendations, and I definitely want to get on that and read some of them. I'll leave links in the down bar below for those awesome people as well if you want to check it out. But on to the recommendations, and I will be starting with Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. So this is a really interesting science fiction novel. I think that it is not very heavy on the science fiction, but it's still there, it's still present. It very much follows life after a catastrophic event and just how things kind of unfold and how people are still trying to create the society to live in and hold on to some of the ways of the past and incorporate them into how they live life now. This was a very unique science fiction book that I read, and I just had to throw it in there because I think it's something that everyone should definitely give a try. I really enjoyed it. I don't think I've met anyone who didn't love this book, so I mean, it's a pretty well-loved book and something you should definitely check out if you're looking for a unique science fiction read. Next, I have to recommend Bitch Planet, which is a comic book series. I have only read volume 1, but I absolutely loved it. It is this comic book series that follows a group of women who have been sent to a prison planet that has been dubbed Bitch Planet. They've been sent there because they did not adhere to the man. They said F the patriarchy, and then they were sent to prison for it. And it is just a really fantastic read. It has a really great reading guide in the back, which is just a fantastic resource for trying to discuss some of the plots and topics and overall discussion on intersectional feminism that is very much present in this comic book series. So definitely recommend checking it out, and I definitely recommend kind of looking at the reading guide in the back and working through the topics that they're giving you to kind of think about. It's a really fantastic comic book series and really makes you think. Next, I have a book that is probably going to end up on everyone's list, and that is The Martian by Weir. This is a science fiction novel that really surprised me because I don't typically like books that are set in space. I know I just recommended Bitch Planet, which is set in space, but that's yet another exception. But there's just something about a space setting that I don't love and I don't find very interesting, but I really loved The Martian. The main character really made it for me. I think Mark Watney is such a fantastic character to read. He's so funny and so well articulated, and just hearing his dialogue was really fantastic. So this book does follow Mark Watney as he's stranded on Mars on his own and he's trying to survive, but trust me, it's one of the funniest books I think I've read, and it's just really well put together. I'd also like to mention On the Edge of Gone by Corinne Duyvis. This is another one of those books that is very low-level science fiction, but it is still present. I really enjoyed this book. It follows a main character on the spectrum who is trying to prove her worth to get on a generation ship and be able to leave a desecrated planet Earth and try to survive, and she's trying to prove her worth and her family's worth to get on this ship and be able to set off. I found that this was really interesting. It was a really nice survival story that had some really great contemporary elements, so I think that if you're not very sure about picking up a science fiction novel or a survival novel, this is definitely one to reach for. It's really fantastic and you should definitely check it out. And finally, I have to recommend the original science fiction novel, Frakenstein by Mary Shelley. Yes, a woman created the genre of science fiction. Let's just all let that sink in and just relish this beautiful moment of like women being successful. So yeah, I wanted to recommend Frakenstein by Mary Shelley. It's classic #1, so hey, you should be reading it anyway. And it is like the original science fiction novel, so I had to throw it in here. I just had to. Anyway, that has been it for my monthly recommendations video this month. I'll leave all the links in the down bar below, as well as links where you can follow me on my other social media sites such as Goodreads, Twitter, and Instagram, and I definitely encourage that you check those out. but sometimes I do stuff on there. As always, thank you so much for watching. Stay weird.